Read 10 short stories to understand the big philosophy of life. 1. Can you cut off the tender buds of an entire spring? The master pointed to a bud on a branch and asked his disciple, "Can you cut it off?" The disciple replied, "Certainly." "Can you cut off the tender buds of the whole tree?" the master further inquired. The disciple said, "Certainly. Just chop down the entire tree." "But can you cut off the tender buds of the entire spring?" If your heart is a radiant spring, a spring garden, who can cut off the tender buds of your inner dreams and hopes? 2. What is blocking your vision? The master asked, "Is the sky large?" The disciple said, "Yes." The master asked, "Are the leaves large?" The disciple said, "Not really." The master asked, "Can the sky block a person's eyes?" The disciple said, "No." The master asked, "Can leaves block a person's eyes?" The disciple said, "Yes." What often blocks people's vision, confuses their minds, and hinders their progress are small leaves or minor obstacles in life. 3. Gold or mud, which is better? The master asked, "Do you think a single piece of gold is better, or a pile of mud?" The seeker replied, "Of course, gold." The master smiled and said, "But what if you were a seed?" In different environments, needs vary, just as a person in the desert needs water. Change your perspective, and perhaps you will find liberation. 4. What is the most precious thing in the world? The master asked, "Disciple, what is the most precious thing in the world?" The disciple said, "It is what is lost and what is yet to be gained." The master remained silent. After many years, much had changed. When asked again, the disciple answered, "The most precious thing in the world is what is currently possessed. Yesterday is gone, tomorrow is unreachable, only the present can be firmly held. If not appreciated, everything becomes meaningless." 5. What determines your success? A young man asked the master, "Master, some say I am a genius, while others call me a fool. What is your opinion? How do you see yourself?" the Taoist priest asked. The young man looked puzzled. For example, a pound of rice is viewed by a cook as several bowls of food, by a baker as bread, and by a wine merchant as alcohol. The rice remains the same. Similarly, you are still you, and your success depends on how you perceive yourself. The young man suddenly understood. 6. Scorpions always sting. Do you save or not? The master saw a scorpion fall into the water and decided to save it. To his surprise, the scorpion stung his finger when touched. Undeterred, the master tried again, only to be stung once more. Someone nearby said, "It always stings people, why bother saving it?" The master replied, "Stinging is the scorpion's nature, and kindness is my nature. How can I give up my nature because of its nature?" Sometimes our mistake lies in changing ourselves too much due to external factors. If we cannot live life according to our own beliefs, no amount of external possessions will bring true happiness. 7. How to become a happy person. A youth asked the master, "How can I become a person who is happy within and brings happiness to others?" The master smiled and replied, "There are 4 states you can experience the joy of. Firstly, regard yourself as others. This is selflessness. Next, regard others as yourself. This is compassion. Then, regard others as others. This is wisdom. Lastly, regard yourself as yourself. This is natural." 8. Doing today's tasks well is being responsible for a lifetime. A young monk was responsible for sweeping the fallen leaves in the temple, taking a long time to complete each day. Someone suggested, shake the tree vigorously before sweeping, and all the leaves will fall. You won't need to sweep tomorrow. The young monk thought it was a good idea and happily followed the advice, only to find the courtyard covered in fallen leaves the next day, just like before. No matter how hard you work today, the fallen leaves will still drift down tomorrow. Everything cannot be rushed. Doing today's tasks well is being responsible for a lifetime. 9. Change is the beginning of everything. A crow in flight met a returning pigeon. The pigeon asked, "Where are you flying to?" The crow replied, "Actually, I don't want to go anywhere, but everyone dislikes my calling, so I want to leave." The pigeon told the crow, "Don't waste your effort. If you don't change your voice, you won't be welcomed anywhere. If you want everything to become better, start by changing yourself." 10. Would you rather be a cup of water or a lake? The master had a disciple who loved to complain. One day, the master added a pinch of salt to a cup of water and had the disciple taste it. The disciple said, "It's bitter." The master then added more salt to the lake and had the disciple taste it again. The disciple said, "Pure and sweet." The pain in life is like salt, and its taste depends on the container holding it. Would you like to be a cup of water or a lake?